Hey folks, I just wanted to make this little bit of a review video. I'm just going to go through our checklist here and just go lesson by lesson and remind us what we've done. So in lesson 1, this is just the factoring polynomials review. This is the grade 10 concepts, talking about how to factor trinomials. Lesson 2, this is how to factor polynomial expressions. We used a lot of substitution. So we saw questions like y equals 2x, 2x minus 1 squared plus 2x minus 1 minus 12. We saw things like that. And we also saw difference of squares. So we saw something like y equals 2x minus 1 squared minus y plus 3 squared. So that was all covered under lesson 1. Lesson 2. Lesson 3, we talked about solving quadratic equations by factoring. So you get an expression that looked like x squared plus x minus 12 equals 0, and we needed to factor it. Another important piece, so if I were to factor this one, I would say that that would equal x minus 3, x plus 4 equals 0. So we have x equaling 3 and x equaling negative 4. And only when stated do we verify. Lesson 4, properties of the quadratic function. That was the graphing. And 4.6 continued in that graphing, only using the general form. Now remember what the general form is good for. The general form is very good for seeing the x intercepts. And using various techniques and various formulas, we can come up with a vertex. So x value of vertex equals x1 plus x2 divided by 2. And this right here is actually our equation of the axis of symmetry too. So it would just be x equals x1 plus x2 over 2. And remember, it doesn't matter, x1, x2, doesn't matter what the order is. Lesson 6, talking about developing and applying the quadratic formula. Remember, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. And all of that is over, my screen jumped a little bit. All of that is over 2a. And then lesson 7. This is maybe the most helpful when it comes to knowing how to solve a quadratic equation, interpreting the discriminant. Remember, when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, no roots. When b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, 2 roots. And remember with this one, if it's a perfect square, then it's factorable. And b squared minus 4ac equals 0. That means that there is simply one root, or one solution. And that translates to no x-intercepts, 2 x-intercepts, and 1 x-intercept. 4.4, we're talking about the form. Sometimes we call this standard form. This y equals a bracket x minus p squared plus q. So sometimes we call this the standard form. And sometimes it's vertex. Now what's so great about this is you can see what the stretch factor is right away, plus where the vertex is. And if you know the stretch factor and the vertex, it's very easy to draw the graph. So this one was, lesson 8 was talking about just one transformation, one kind of change to the parent graph or mother function. Lesson 9 kind of went into a little bit more in depth, several, 2, 3, 4 different transformations on the same thing. This one right here, lesson 10, talked about how to complete the square. So essentially we're going from general form to vertex form. So we're going from a quadratic that looks like y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and we're transforming it into something that looks like y equals ax minus p squared plus q. 3.3 uses the techniques in completing the square to solve for quadratic functions, and last but not least, 4.7 is our word problems. So hopefully this was a helpful little review going through everything. If you want to find reviews in your textbooks, look at the end of chapter 3 and chapter 4. We did both chapter 3 and chapter 4 in its entirety. And if I were to give you kind of a list of topics of things that you should definitely do, or definitely know, you need to know how to factor. You need to know how to substitute and factor. You need to know how to complete the square. You must know how to graph using both the form y equals ax minus p squared plus q and y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Use the discriminant. And you have to be able to solve with very little other explanation. So you have to know whether you can solve by factoring and using quadratic formula. Okay, I will just say solve, and you will have to distinguish whether or not you can solve by factoring or the quadratic formula. Make sure that you know how to do max, min, word problems. Now this is in no way an exhaustive list, kind of going through the lessons and making sure that you understand all the concepts from those. That's your best bet. Also at the end of the chapters there are section reviews, so you'll be able to actually see, 3.1, what did you do there? 3.2, what did you do there? Hope this helps, and good luck on your tests.